So growing up in church, I used to hear this idea, and it was roller coaster Christianity, where you have ups and you have downs. And the whole idea behind that is that there were times in your life where you were really into your relationship with Jesus. You were passionate about him. Maybe you had just gotten done with a church camp or this awesome experience with God. But then soon after that would come this down. And that kind of was symbolic of when maybe you weren't as passionate about Jesus. Maybe he wasn't really a priority in your life. You didn't focus on him. Your life wasn't really based on your relationship with Jesus. So you had these ups where things were great with God and you were following him. And then you had these downs where things weren't great and you weren't following him. But I think all of us know that that's not really what our relationship with Jesus is supposed to be like. There aren't supposed to be ups where we're committed to him and then downs where we're not. We're always supposed to persevere in our faith, living life with God, living the life that he has for us. Life is about faithfulness, and life is about always being committed to Jesus and experiencing the intimacy with him that he has for us. Okay, but what about when life gets hard or challenging? Because in my mind, I don't think that those two things are the same. That being committed to your relationship with Jesus isn't the same thing as life always being easy or you always having the kind of feelings that you do when things are good. Are feelings and how life is going the same thing as your relationship with God? No, they're different. And it's important to distinguish between that, because what that means is that even when I'm not feeling it, and even when life isn't going great, I can still persevere in my relationship with Jesus. I can still be faithful to him, faithful to the things that he's called me to, and experience the life that he has for me. And so when that becomes my new mindset, just to persevere in faith, rather than to look at how life's going, to think about how I feel, that whole roller coaster metaphor begins to change a little bit. And here's how I think about it. The ups and downs have nothing to do with my relationship with Jesus. Instead, that just simply tells me, how's life going? There's ups in life and there's downs in life. Sometimes things are great. Sometimes things are a little bit challenging. I mean, today we're going to talk about the life of Joseph. And there were times where life was great for Joseph. And there were times where he found himself in some pretty hard situations. But he was always faithful. And when faithfulness is the constant in our life, then the roller coaster metaphor shifts. The movement that describes our relationship with Jesus no longer becomes up and down. It actually becomes always forward. Think about a roller coaster. Ups, downs, sometimes you're actually upside down moving backwards. But what is the constant movement? It's forward. As soon as you start on a roller coaster, until the very moment you end, you're always moving forward on the tracks. And when you persevere in your relationship with Jesus, when you remain faithful to him and the life that he has for you, that's what describes your life, is you're always moving forward with him. No matter how you feel, no matter what's going on, no matter what challenges you face. And when I read the story of Joseph, that's what I see, is this constant forward movement with God, because he always remained faithful to him.